Happy Home Brew Wednesday 18. I'm going to show you my second attempt at brewing a 1-gallon batch. It only goes until we're trying to strain out the wort before putting it in the fermenter. Actually, it goes until we try and strain out the mash before we go to the boil. We can't come back because the batteries have died and I'm going forward with the brew. And I'll end with a final picture of my two 1-gallon fermenters in the closet. A picture there at the end. I went with 2 because I was at a high OG again of 1080, so I watered it down, filled up 2 1-gallon jugs, and we'll see how that goes in the future. So enjoy the video. Thanks for viewing. Today's Black Ale batch number 2. Try and take the lessons learned from the first batch. Try and reduce the time it takes to brew this 1-gallon batch of beer, and see if we can come up with a much better end product. So the first thing we're going to do is, I haven't finished setting everything up, so I thought first thing I should do is have my water, start heating my water up. While my water is heating, I can be setting things up and getting everything in place for me, so I'm not wasting time. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and fill up the 2 containers with 7 liters of water and get them started heating. Water is heating up nicely. We're up to 100 degrees on the water. Now I'm going to go ahead, while that's happening, I'm going to put my Munich malt and my Pilsner malt into my grain bag. Snip, 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 snip. Where's the scissors? Where's the scissors? In the drawer, in the drawer. To try to make less of a mess, I got a metal bowl here underneath the bag, because this is all dusty, powdery stuff. I'm going to go right through the bag. So I'm trying to make less of a mess this time. It stays on the cleanup time later on. Like that. Nothing like the smell of fresh grains in the afternoon. This is already up to 130. This is a bigger pot, more water. It's got 4 liters in this pot. This one's up to about 120. And remember, the first batch, number 1, it took over an hour for me to get my water up to 160, because I tried to use this with a concave bottom on this stovetop. So I use that for the mashing and sparging. I'm going to use these, which are much more efficient for the actual heating of the water. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and I'll be back to you when I'm at 160 degrees. Alright, we're about 15 minutes in. The big one's at 160. Even though I turned this one off at 160, it still went up to 170, so I got to wait for this one to cool down a little bit. While this is cooling, I'm going to go ahead and tie up my bag, put it in my pot, and get the blanket that I need to keep it insulated. So we'll be back when this is down to 160. Okay, my small pan's 164, the big one's at 158. I think that's going to equal out to 161. So I'm going to go ahead and put them into my mashing pot here, which I've wrapped in a blanket. Blanket goes underneath. There's a board underneath between the cold floor and the pan. So Let's get to mashing! Oh, I need a bigger spoon, bigger spoon, bigger spoon. With the mash bottle. Alright, let's make sure all the grains aren't clumpy. Smells good. At least I like the smell anyway. Alright. Let's check the temperature. Come on, baby. Yes! $150. Perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay, so we've got a 70-minute mash out. So there's some things I should do. I should have everything ready now for the boil while I'm waiting for this the mash to complete. So one of the things I did, thanks to Gear and Paul, suggestion is to clarify my beer when I'm going from my work into my fermenter, is to strain it, because I don't have any type of metal strainer. I'm just doing it in a bucket, and I was pouring it in a funnel before, and as you saw from my last video, there's about that much trub on the bottom of the fermenter. So one way to reduce all this garbage, he mentioned pouring it through a laundry bag. So I got a 100% cotton laundry bag here today at the store, and I'm going to go ahead, and since that is a post-boil procedure, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the big kettle here, and I'm going to boil this up, make sure it's nice and sanitary. I'll measure out my hops. I'll have my grains. Now, one of the things with the grains, last time what I did is I did 60 minutes mash, raised the temperature, added the specialty grains, and at a higher temperature for 10 minutes, and of course, you know, I came up with that super high ABV, or super high OG, and so instead what I'm going to do this time is, at the end of the mash, I'm going to go ahead and put these in, and then let them sit in there for the additional 7 minutes without raising the temperature, just because these are more for color and some flavoring, and see how that works. Try something different this time. And then when that's finished, then we'll pour everything through this into my boiling kettles, because this is really bad for bringing temperature up to boiling. I'll bring everything into these boiling kettles. We'll add our 60-minute hops, and we'll be doing everything for boiling. So now is prep for the boil. So we need to have this full of water. Any water will do. Same time, I'm going to go ahead and pour hot water in here. Hot water. Should have a beer. That's what I should have. I don't have any cold beer though. Imagine that. No cold beer in the refrigerator. Alright. Turn the stove back on. Middle one, which is this guy. Just throw the bag in. Oh, I've got the timer going on Beersmith for my mash out. Problem is I've got Beersmith on my big computer, my iMac, and I'm not going to bring my iMac in here. Maybe the next time I will do that, because it also has all the timers for the boiling and stuff like that. And that would actually be convenient, so that'll be lessons learned from this batch. Alrighty, so I got this in here. So it heats up faster, we'll cover that. The grains, I think, okay, I'm going to go ahead and take these out of the bags. Anything I can do to improve my efficiency. So I'm not spending so much time on this process. It's a good thing. No, we don't want plastic in our grain. Probably should have smelled them individually, but we're past that now. I guess I really don't have much of a smell. I mean, our smell they have is kind of weird. I think that would be, I think once you add water, I think you're going to get a better idea for the aroma. I think also by doing it this way, I'm cleaning as I go. I won't have as big of a mess later on. Our specialty malt. All right. Hops. I need to measure my hops. It's going to seem weird, but can't say I'm not weird. Where are my hops at? Hops. Freezer. Right? Oh, it's a good thing we're getting them out now. We can warm them up. So as you know from the last homebrew video, I had to order 100 grams and I had to try and divide it. I don't have a scale, so I used the plate and pie method. So we'll try that again. Well, this time we have to make sure we have space because part of that pie is gone. So, about like that. I need smoke bowl. Those are coffee cups. And we need to put these back in without making a mess. Funnel! Yeah. Hops will go down the funnel, right? Well, it sounded like a good idea. Well, at least now that they're in here, they're going this way. You laugh, go ahead. That's okay. Hops are part of the boil, so there's no harm here. Well, hops go back in the freezer. Yes, these are hollow cow hops. Yeah, how's this guy coming? Actually, probably leave the lid off. Alrighty. Okay, I'm going to pause the camera, regroup, rethink. Alright, so we have about half an hour to go in the mash. Okay, so here's my small star sand container. I want about a ½ ounce of star sand, so I open this up and then I just squeeze it in. So it shows a ½ ounce. And hold it back up. I think experimentation leaves a lot to be desired. I don't know if my mash is going to timer's automatically going to switch over to the sparge timer, or if I got to go back there and set it manually. I haven't tried it before, so I'm not sure about that. I was also not sure if I was going to just stick the grains in and let this sit for the additional 7 minutes or heat it up to 168. I'm trying to see what temperature we're at now to see if I need to do that or not. Well, we're at like 144, so I don't think it's going to hurt, so maybe that's what I'll go ahead and do, even though heating this thing up is not a good idea. So I don't have much choice, so I'm going to go ahead and put my grains in. And put it on the stove. See what we got. Meantime, I got my hops, first, second, third edition. Yeah. Alright. Mash is complete. Now I got to take out the bag without making a mess. And without getting that stovetop wet. So based on last batch, I'm not going to worry so much about trying to catch extra sugars and stuff like that. It seemed like we had more than enough last time, so I'm just going to simply drain this out, put it in here, put that over there, and get it into the boil, help reduce our total brewing time, and make the day shorter. Okay. Once again, I'm going to divide it into 2 kettles, boil both kettles, kind of split up the hops between the two, and mix them all in the end. I could have bought a colander to put over this so I could just set it in there, but it was $25. Why am I going to pay $25 for a colander? I'm not dealing with that heavy of grains here, so I think it'd be probably better to use that $25 somewhere else, like in a crusher. Alright, that's enough. This one will hold 4 liters. This one will hold 3 liters. That should be about what I have. There's my liter mark. I don't think we're going to hurt anybody boiling with all that extra stuff in there, or are we? Oh, let me think about that. So normally when you all do the mash, you're all getting clear water that's going into the boil. Okay. And 2 sets of these. They must be being used. I think I need to pick up some more. Yeah, I can see a lot of solids in there. I don't know if this laundry beige is going to do the trick or not. It's holding too much water in. Laundry bag, huh? Not letting the moisture through. Thanks a lot, guys. Now I got a bag full of water that's not going anywhere. Filling it too good. You didn't tell me what to do in that case, did you? Needless to say, it's hot water. Pain in the butt. is much clearer. And how long is this? How long is this going to take to drain?
Is it hot?
Oh, it's not draining. So I got a bag of water now. But it is clearing it up. It is a lot clearer. So it is holding a lot of stuff in. But the problem is, it's working too well. The water's not coming through. See, look at the pan up there. Oh, let me put it in here. To hold the thing. See, it's a lot clearer. We'll be back.